All right, welcome. Hi guys, it's Ben Leto, your crazy trader here on NinjaTrader. Really cool to have you with me. I hope you're doing good, and God bless you today. If you have any questions or prayer requests, I would love to do that and pray for you. It's been a rough week, personally for me, but I'm glad to be back. I'm back in the saddle here and taking a look at the Lion system, but also I'm introducing or reintroducing my BOSA trading system. So thank you for joining me. Please feel free to visit my store, and that is at store.spgtradingcorp.com. So let's take a look here. First, I want to show you, I pulled up a chart of the BOSA system on the 6E versus the 6J. Now, if you were here for the first part of our day, I did cover the BOSA system in detail, so I don't want to go into it. Unless you would like me to, feel free to drop me a comment. But BOSA is a spread trading system. Now, it's not it's simple in concept, but it is a little bit tricky in presentation. And basically, when you spread two instruments against one another, you're buying one and selling another. So you're profiting from the separation distance of the two instruments and not necessarily the movement or the trend. So it's a good way to detrend two instruments. Uh, Usually you want to pick correlated instruments, things that move together based on economic factors or seasonal factors like livestock or agriculturals, things like that. It's also a good way to get rid of news events on equity indexes. So if the news hits two equity indexes in the same manner, right, they'll be long and short, long one, short another, and you won't have that huge news spike, that huge value spike. So for that way, it's a good way to hedge your position. I looked at this morning, I looked at hedging silver against gold, and that is the GCSI chart, which I have here. Had a big day in that instrument. We went up to 2,000, exceeded our $2,000 band, which is the uppermost green line, but it then dropped back pretty sharply right here till noon. What was that? That was a big change. That was a change of a $2,100 move from its max to its minimum there. But let's take a look at the 6E, 6J. So this is a pretty cool pair. Look at this guy. Wow. So these bands are different. The grid here, the green lines are $250, $500, $750, and then 1,000 is way out. Yeah, 250, 500, 750, and 1,000. So the two currencies don't move that far apart from one another, but they sure did today. Look at that. We got almost, about, gosh, maybe about $300 or $400 spread value from its mean, from its average, and then it just shot up like a rocket. So looking to buy on a break, when we break one of these bands and we buy a touch of the MA, going long there, for instance, that value is $870 just on one contract of each of the two. So it was a big move, big move in 6E, 6J. Let's go back a little, see what happened yesterday. This is 8:30 yesterday morning with the news release that came out on the 15th of July. Big change, spike at 8:30, and then it just sold off. So it could have been a really good short opportunity going right there. What happened on the day prior? Not too much. It was relatively quiet. We didn't hit our $250 distance. We also didn't really hit our overbought, oversold levels. These are volatility based, historical volatility, and this tells us during each 30-minute period of the day, where does this equity spread? How far does it vary from the 100 moving average, right? So We really didn't hit it until we hit that level. So when we hit the green level, that means that we hit our 90% distance at that time. That was about, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:45 or so. We also did hit it in the European session. So if you're trading the European session, this might be a good chance for you to check in and trade two currencies, one against another. Now, I do want to point out the V-dollar ratio is volatility in dollars, the ratio between these two instruments. So what it's saying here is that one 6E instrument, one 6E contract, is equal to about 1.5 or 1.6 6Js. So historically, the 6J doesn't move too much. The 6E moves bigger in a dollar value basis. And we compensate for the volatility of one against another, as probably we should, so that roughly a full average move in one instrument is equal to an average move in the other. And the way to do that is to add contracts so that there's a common denominator. So if we double both sides of this ratio, we get 2 6E to 3.2. So we double 1.6, you get 3.2 6Js. So I think we should put that for two 6Es and 3 6Js. This is showing an equal number. This is 1 versus 1. What happens when we do an attempt to basically make the moves equal to one another? We'll do 2 6Es and 3 6Js. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, so it muted that a little bit. That move, it's going to have a little bit more dollar value though. So from here to here now is a $973 move because you're trading 2 6Es and 3 6Js on every trade. So that's a pretty good move. Pretty good move. All right. And what I like to do also is I rename this. So it is now 2 6Es and 3 6Js. Right? So every time we trade this spread, we are going long in 2 of the 6E contracts and short 3 of the 6Js. So that is a 5 contract trade. You want to be careful if you're trading on margin, issues, or if you are in a prop firm. You don't want to exceed your max contract size is very important. All right, let's take a look at the Lion system, folks. So Lion system uses Leto channels. Let's see. This is the heating oil market. Now there's 2 signals in Lion system. First of them is just a simple bar reversal in an overbought or oversold condition. And that's what these red stripes are in the background. But if we want to dial it in, we go to a Renko-based chart. This is a mean Renko chart. And what we would normally do is look for the Leto channels diamonds and go short once we get a signal here. That could have gotten us a few dollars, right? This one was probably a break even. We have another setup here. Leto channels makes a diamond pattern. And the first red bar that hits is right there, and that's a really solid move for a good amount of money here. That's a $331 move in heating oil. Let's bring this one back. Here's the YM today. So the YM at the open, well, not at the open, but we had news come out. Probably something happened there. The open is right here at this time. We exceeded the oversold band right here. We do put in a green buy signal on the 1 minute chart here. Would have been good for a few. Let's take a look though and see how it played out in the Renko chart. Right, so Renko chart. Here is the big mover with Renko bars, right? We've got a lot of Renko bars. This is between roughly 11:15. So right there is these two diamonds are equivalent to these two diamonds. That's right at about 11:17. And this was right here at 11:16-ish. So a big move down with a lot of volatility, a lot of bars in a very short amount of time. I mean, 11:16, 11:16, 11:17, 18, 19. We really wouldn't have time to react. I don't even know. The other indicator that's showing us some help is our ATR forecaster, and this shows the daily range of this instrument on 1 minute chart. So when we start getting down here, we're also oversold in this region between the green and the red. That's oversold area on the ATR forecaster. So this would have been a valid buy signal, definitely good for a good amount of points in the YM in a very short amount of time. Here again, we see a dip into the oversold. Buying here would have been courageous, but in a few minutes, it certainly brings an upward move. Now here we start seeing overbought. The YM moves into this overbought area. Ooh, look at this, Alt F6. Let's see what happened at that price. So right here, although we don't have diamonds, right here is a time when we moved into overbought in the YM. That's right there at that point in time, about noon. Yeah, 11:57 or so. And price moved away from that overbought region pretty solidly. You can see that here too. All right, right now it's settled down. There's not much going on. Let's see what the MNQ did today. It had a very similar pattern in the 11:30 to 11 till about noon. So we went oversold right here at 11:16 in Leto channels. This is a nice solid buy signal here. We really didn't get oversold in the ATR forecaster until down in this area. Just touched into the oversold, so that could have been a good buy. We have one here, a buy here that is stop out. Here is would have been a great chance to get long. This occurred at what, 11:37? That's right at that low of that move. Oversold in Leto channels. There's a buy signal, green bar right there. Certainly could have played that very well. Okay, now let's take a look at the agriculturals today. Zoom these in. Well, before the market opened, 6 o'clock area, 5:54. We got a good setup for buy here. Nice trade going short on the other side of the channel. Let's see, let's make those diamonds visible. So this is a very small 3 Renko chart. That's a really nice setup right there. Our net delta indicator showing an upward move. Strong buying activity. We get a green background stripe. Now this is at, oh, this was yesterday. That was yesterday. We get overbought there. Yeah, okay, we get oversold at about 5:38 this morning. That is right here, 5:37. So we're oversold there, but ATR forecaster, we're pretty much on the high side of the day. So the ATR had already kind of moved pretty strongly. But price did carry through, move forward. This is live cattle. Let's see what that price looked like. Well, there is a good oversold spot here. We didn't quite hit Leto Channel's low though, so this guy right here, both of these are pretty valid. 1300 hours and 1323. There it is, 1300 hours, 1323. Both of those are pretty good. Going short on that red line. You get a double top pattern and then it drops out from there, so not too bad. Copper, this whole chart has been blown out of proportion since the tax or the tariff information report came out a couple of days ago. Huge move in copper. Trump tariffs, I think they were proposing a 50% tax tariff on copper imports. So copper's trading right now way up here in the $5.50 a pound range. Look at that, beautiful though, end to end on copper today. Really, really nice. So here we go short here, we get stopped out, we go short here, and we're in it for the long haul. Beautiful trade. You could have ridden it down all the way from there, all the way down to here. We're generally in this area above here is overbought in the instrument based on this indicator is the ATR forecaster. So when we hit above this mid channel, when we're trading above this gray area right here, that is overbought, and we're below it, that's oversold. So I have no problem going short here and here. Going long here or exiting the short is a good idea. Look at this trade, having gone from one end to the other. That's a $1,700 move in copper. So if we do go long here, you get a couple points. You might get a break-even stop. That's all right. This is a beautiful move up right from the low here. Again, going from that break all the way up to this, let's say, target is a $1,500 trade in copper. So end to end to end. That just went nice volatility play there and there and there. All right, silver. What did silver do? What did silver do? Let's recap that. Recalculate here quickly. Where are my diamonds? Come on, I need diamonds to come out. Yeah, globalized diamonds, they should be printing. Yeah, they are. They're the diamonds. Ninja sometimes plays games. Well, that's a great setup right there. We're just a little oversold. Great time to look for buying, and then we buy that. That's a big move in silver. Not too bad of a move in silver here. We're oversold. Go to buy there. Probably a break-even stop. Had you gone long here again, that's an option. Could have gotten a couple ticks. This move downward. One thing we're looking at is we're only going to be trading based on a move above this EMA. It's just a simple 20-period exponential. But a trend change to occur needs to be above the EMA, and we have support here from the ATR volatility trailing stop. And that would be a great time to enter silver. You might have gone long right here, and that would have been a stop or a break even for you. This one never broke above the EMA. Great move though, going up here. Doesn't really break that motion until we get into that area. That would have been a beautiful sell opportunity. So there's a lot of good opportunities here, guys. And then there is the gold trade. Alright, so we got some diamonds here and gold. Thing just went haywire, huh? Look at that big move. Big move in gold. Totally unexpected on that move. So we were already overbought. Overbought here, so going short there would have been a stop out. Going short there would have been a stop out. Not a good day to trade short in gold. This one would be hard to trade. It finally did come back, but man, it's a big move. And that is a $4,300 move in gold. Certainly not expected. Wow. Yeah, $4,200 move. All right, so how did it look yesterday? I had a couple. Now these trades I was trading really well in the BOSA system. So BOSA, I had a couple trades here that went well. Buy one, sell another. Let me show you the gold silver trade yesterday. Again, this was around the volatility put in with the news release. This is the 14th. Which was like yesterday. Where did it go? There's some trades I put in, but I didn't think that was at $1,300. Maybe I'm confused about that, but I traded some really good beautiful long trades, long in the spread. Can't find them now. Alright, well, unfortunately I can't find them. We talked about it a little bit today, this morning, and this is a huge move, guys. This is really big. So this line right here is $750 away from the midline. So the spread went from 0 to $750 from there to there, and then we've got $1,000 to the next green line, and then we got 1,500 to 2,000. So here to there is $3,000 of spread value. $3,000 spread value. That's a good amount. Got to make sure you got your margin covered there. Now, one way to trade this is to use the moving average as an entry spot. So once all this craziness ended and the market just pushed higher and higher, you sell on the first hit of the moving average. So selling here and just holding a very short amount of time in this gold silver trade would have given you about $947 had you held it to the bottom. If you hold it all the way to you hit your MA, the middle average here, 371 to the good. Not too bad. Gonna have to keep an eye on the 6E, 6J. That's a nice looking trade. What would happen though if we switched it to the 6E, 6S? Those are very, very highly correlated. All right, 6E, 6J, 6S. Give it a moment to load up here. Oh, I don't think I have data for it. Load all the historical data. There it is. But I want to get rid of the difference in the long and short contract because they're about equal to one another in movement. 6E and 6S. So there's no need to adjust the volatility. All right. So moves much, much smaller than any other pair because they're so tightly correlated. But here you go, a $250 move apart from the midline. You could have gotten short there, and that's a $300 move just down to there on the 6E, 6S instrument. Too bad. Again, with very little risk. really doesn't very often hit a $250 move apart. We hit it here. This was way back on the 8th of July. At the end of the day, well, 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Not too much otherwise. I'm going to move one of the lines into just be $100. This is $100. Certainly a lot more trade opportunities. Gives you a different signal pattern, but all right. So if there's no questions, I think we're done, guys. I know it's almost 3 o'clock. I think the big news of the day has been released. There's not much going on. We can take a look at MNQ. What did it do yesterday at this time? All right, this is yesterday. Here's the end of the day yesterday. 4:30, so 4 o'clock, $1,600. Just barely got overbought right here. Clip that guy. We did get oversold here. That's a nice one. $148 on one contract. We get a little buy signal. You can see the green stripe when we touch into the oversold level again. That's good for a small move. Probably would have been a break-even trade. We get a buy here. I would have stopped out at the bottom of that move. Get a nice buy signal. Now this is going into the Asian session. Get a couple buy moves in the Asian section. The nice thing about Leto channels is it adjusts to the specific session automatically. Again, it's just measuring the historical volatility at each time of the day, and it's bringing that information forward for you, so you can have a look and see what it should be or what its bounds are every moment of the day. Nice little setup here. 8:39 this morning. Hit overbought. So, I brought you a lot of information, I know, and I talk quite a bit. I apologize if I lost you anywhere. I'm sure you're able to keep up. I'm just, here to help. I'm looking to connect with you. We do have a special going on right now. I am looking to bring on people who are experienced with trading and who want to get their own tools implemented, or who want to add to the ones that you see here in my channel. Yeah, I want you to join me so you can become a product get into my product team, and let's make some really cool stuff. Let's bring a whole different wave of tools and products to day traders. So I want you to join me, join the effort. Come on board, send me an email. You can contact me, ben@spgtradingcorp.com, or drop a note in this video's comments so I can get in touch with you that way. That's fine. And one of the advantages of being on the product team is you get huge discounts on not only the existing indicators, the ones that you see here, and BOSA, if you like, get huge discounts. Yeah, 70% off. You'll also get a big discount on any custom development that you want. So I'm here to help. I have done over 1,100 projects in NinjaTrader in my long career, ever since '07. And I could definitely work for you, get your idea implemented, whether it's just a little tweak to an indicator that you've got or a whole new project. Yeah, I'll give you a huge discount if you're on the insider team in my product development team. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We got an hour left for trading. I wish you the best. Nothing but good things come your way. Feel free to contact me, email me. I would love to hear from you. All right. God bless you all. Have a great day.